I didn't immediately understand what that sound was. At first, it was as if someone had dropped their keys in the stairwell, then, as if someone in the next room was quietly laughing, unable to stop. I stood in the kitchen holding a cup of cold tea, unable to remember why I'd come here in the first place. Everything felt wrong. The light outside the window was too dim. The clock on the wall seemed to be running backwards, and my phone had been silent for 3 days. There was a letter on the table, folded in half, a letter for her. I had written it myself, but now I didn't recognize my own handwriting, too straight, too confident, as if someone else had written it. There wasn't a single word about love in the letter, only facts, only dates, only dry explanations. I wrote it for her, but never found the courage to send it. Now it lay here like evidence, a reminder that I still hadn't chosen a side. I could hear her moving around the apartment carefully, as if she was afraid to step on something important. We both knew this evening would be our last, but neither of us dared to say it out loud. I thought about how it all began, with a chance meeting, with a glance that lasted just a little longer than it should have. That was the first time I allowed myself to lie. First to her, then to myself. I didn't know she had already figured everything out, that her silence wasn't forgiveness, but a sentence. I didn't know she was preparing her own move, and that this night would change us both. It all started when I met her friend, by accident at a party where I wasn't even supposed to be. We talked for too long, laughed too loudly, and I felt something shift inside me. I didn't think it would be the beginning of the end. I didn't think one mistake could so quickly turn into a chain of lies in which I became entangled myself. Now I stand in the kitchen holding a cup, and I don't know how to confess. I don't know how to tell her that all this time I wasn't the person she thought I was. I hear her stop at the kitchen door, a few seconds, and she enters, not looking at me. I can feel her tension, as if the air itself has grown heavier. She is silent, and I can't find a single word. Only one thought spins in my head. If I don't say it now, I never will. I set down the cup, pick up the letter, but I don't hand it to her. I just hold it, like a lifeline. She looks at me, and in her gaze there is no anger, no fear, only exhaustion. I realize she's waiting for me to finally confess, so we can both stop pretending. I begin, but my voice betrays me, trembling. I made a mistake. That night at the party, I never meant for it to go this far. She doesn't interrupt. She just nods slightly, as if confirming her own suspicions. I tell her everything briefly, without excuses, how I couldn't stop, how I lied afterward, how I was afraid of losing her and myself at the same time. I don't ask for forgiveness. I know it's pointless. When I finish, she is silent for a long time. Then she takes the letter from my hands, unfolds it, reads a few lines, and puts it back on the table. I knew, she says quietly. I was just waiting for you to say it yourself. In that moment, I understand that there is nothing left between us. No trust, no future, only exhaustion and emptiness. She leaves for the bedroom, and I remain in the kitchen, listening to the floor creak behind the wall and wondering what to do with this truth that has finally come to light. I don't know which of us betrayed more, me, the liar, or her, the silent one. But now each of us has our own freedom and our own emptiness.